before any of us really had the opportunity to see it. Now we've gone to see it with the end of the regular season drawing near. When did you first realize it? Was there a moment at practice or during the off season? What clicked in your eyes that made you feel like this and what you guys have been able to achieve was always a possibility?
I honestly think it started right in the fall. Like the minute everybody showed up, I knew it was special. And how everybody shows up from now and from how it was in the past, it's been the same. And I think that's when I knew like we were going to be great, because how you show up every day is how you're going to show up in the games. And I think that's just when I was like, wow, these are great people and they're ready to work for the person to the left and right of them. And I just knew that that's going to take us to where we need at the end of the day.
What does that mean for you to have everything also like culminate the final season, right? Senior season, like all these group of women that you've gotten to know, to have the opportunity to clinch a conference title, which is something that, of course, you've been searching for in your entire career. Just what does that mean for you to just have it all kind of work out in this final season?
Yeah, it's a blessing, honestly. It's been such a long process. I mean, from version 4 for us freshmen, Kai, Ked, and all of us, to now version 7. Like, it's been such a long time, but to finally bring just the people back to the Jane and just to feel like the electric energy. I just remember many times growing up watching like super regional Kentucky, Oregon here. And so finally to like think like, wow, we're getting this back to where that was. It's just such a cool feeling. And I think just having all the alumni that have come through the fall and talked to us, and just really focusing on everybody that helps us in this program, it just has been really cool to finally see it coming and be able to maybe take it this weekend.
Just wondering, was there one specific alum that really stuck out to you?
Yeah, I mean, Kai was talking about Jenna Lilly, but she was my role model and my idol like my whole life. Like watching her at third base, like I wanted to be her. And so it's just cool to have the relationship with her now, just to be able to talk about anything, even just life, not just softball. It's just cool to have an alumni who cares and supports you so much through everything and supports our whole team. So it's been really cool to have her on my side.
You guys just got word of Kendry's honor. Just what's it been like to see her raise her production this year? If somebody had told you 2-3 years ago, hey, she's going to be like a National Player of the Year candidate, Kai said she thought it was always in her. It's just a matter of time. What's your perspective on what you would have thought if somebody told you that 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, like Kai said, I think she always had it in her, and it's just been cool to see her finally just get it to work out. And I just know she's always worked really hard, and for her to finally just mature and grow through these years, I've really seen that growth in her. And I think now she has just such a mature mindset where she's been able to carry that onto the field and how she plays. And I think that's something that's separating her this senior year than maybe years past, is just her maturity. And I think the maturity and work that she's put in has really just propelled her into the player she is now.
You talking about recovery and learning to cook, and those being specific examples of what you're talking about. Do you have other things, whether it's those or other things, where you'd say, yeah, that's something where she just embraced a different level of discipline, commitment, and it's really paying off?
Yeah, I mean, I live with Kai and kids, so I get the pleasure of healthy eating and good baking stuff too all the time. So I think all of us do a really good job at taking care of our bodies. And as a human phys major also, I've just learned a lot about how to stay healthy and just cryotherapy and everything that I can and that all of us can do to just stay healthy. And I think that's something we've really just tried pushing for the younger girls. And senior year is hard. Your body's definitely feeling it. So if they can start recovering now and taking care of themselves now, especially when it gets to this time of season, like we're going to be solid. Like my body feels the best it does right now because of what we've been doing all the time. And it just starts with, you need to start doing it freshman year, honestly. That would be like the one thing I wish all these younger ones would know now.
Go ahead.
To kind of go off that, the defense and the speed have always been there throughout your career, but now it feels like the bat is really just taken off. How does it feel to have kind of everything being put together now, especially when you guys are going postseason?
It's nice. It's like refreshing. It just seems like really easy, and I just feel like I'm playing wiffle ball in the backyard, honestly, with my dad and my mom. So that's how it feels like every time I go out on the field with the girls next to me. It just seems like we're playing a fun game and we're having a lot of joy out there. So that's what it feels like every day that I get to go to the field these last few times.
You've been putting in the work to be able to realize those games. I mean, you've been really focusing on hitting, in the offseason each year that you've been here. And you've been barreling up balls, but they weren't always finding the gaps. But to be able to recognize and see those results actually tangibly showing out on the field. I mean, that's got to be a little bit more than just feeling nice with football stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
you did the hard work, and now you kind of realize
Yeah, I've put in a lot of hard work throughout the years, and it's nice to finally see it paying off in that way. But I mean, there's always stuff that we all got to get better at, and so I think constantly it's always finding ways I can fine tune things and be hyper focused on that. But no, it feels good, and for me, it was actually kind of taking off of weights. Sometimes I would lift so heavy that it just made me move not as great, and as a shortstop, like, I move differently than most athletes, so figuring out how I can move my body best up at the plate was something that I had to find out uniquely. And I think a lot of shortstops actually realize that. It's like, definitely we put ourselves in positions out on the field that maybe we need to be able to control a little bit better at the plate. So that was kind of what my focus was on in the off season. It wasn't maybe necessarily lifting as much weight because I'm already strong and powerful. It was like, okay, let's take care of your body and make sure that you're moving it in the correct way to produce how I am on the field right now.
Speaking of
To kind of add on that, you've obviously reached a level of consistency with starting so many games in a row. Just mentally, how do you kind of prepare yourself to just go out there every single game and just continue to produce back in and back out?
Yeah, I think it's just because of the people I have next to me. If I didn't have those people next to me to go out there every day, it would make my job a lot harder. So every day I can show up and have them next to me, it's easy to go out there and play every game. Because I want to do it for them, and I want to do it for the coaches, and I want to do it for this program. So to get to where we are now, it's because of the people next to me.
Don't mean to put you on the spot, but what were the early iterations of Kai's and Kedry's baking and cooking? Can you give us a little insight of, were you the taste tester, or how did they go?
Yeah, I'm still the taste tester for Kai. I feel like she's always like, "Are you sure this tastes good?" And I'm like, "Kai, these are amazing." Like, I feel like every time they keep getting better and better. So I'm still taste testing for them. I definitely said I've had a lot of beef bowls, of Ked's beef bowls a lot. So they always are making me also try to cook better. And I think that's been something fun just from the two of them. Like, that's helped them a lot, but it's also helped me grow as an athlete in my recovery and fueling as well.
talking about your role as a leader, but and your recovery. You were talking about how recovery is important. That like impromptu ice baths. Are those kinds of things that you've learned as you've gotten older? That hey, this is something that I kind of need now.
Yeah, I would say after UCLA weekend, my legs were exhausted. So Lindsay and I went to the gas station and bought like 6 to 8 bags of ice and went in our bathtubs that night. That was the day before Sunday. I woke up feeling amazing, and I would recommend, I'm going to do it myself probably the rest of the way out because it feels good, and I knew I could feel my legs a lot better the next day. So, yeah.